Hello again, this is HQ Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you, and this is just a view from my back window. We haven't had rain in weeks in Florida, in the Tampa area, so it looks so nice. Thunder and the rain, decided to shoot some scenes. Because of the virus, I haven't been to many places in the past couple weeks. Walmart, maybe Dollar Tree. Other than that, been quarantined with the family, watching a lot of stuff on Netflix, a lot of Dollar Tree movies, a lot of streaming stuff, a lot of good stuff. Matter of fact, I think on Sunday I watched 5 movies. So I'm gonna make a video about all the stuff we've been watching, streaming, some good Dollar Tree movies to watch, some movies to avoid, and some just gotta see if you don't have already. But next video I have is an old school collection. This is my VHS collection, which is cut down from probably about maybe 200, which I just had to sell them off. They were just too big, too cumbersome. So either I got the DVD version or actually copied them onto a DVD copy of a DVD player. So what you're about to see is my VHS collection. I hope you like it. And I'll see you guys on the other end of this video. Peace. Today I was going to go over some of my old school VHS tapes. Probably about 80 to 90% of my tapes are in here. I have some other ones in those boxes right there, but today we're just going to focus on these right here. So give me a second, let me pull these out and we'll get into this in a minute. Hold on. Okay, here I have what's left of my VHS collection. At one time, probably had at least 5 times this amount, but if you can imagine, you see how much this takes up space. Imagine 5 times this amount. So because VHS is pretty much, well, it is an outdated media, and you have DVD, Blu-ray, and of course 4K. The majority of these I've upgraded or actually converted into onto DVD. These are just kind of kept for more or less sentimental reasons. So if you hold on for a minute, we'll go over these one by one. Hold on. Okay, to start out, we have PE, Public Enemy. This is a live concert tape from the Fight the Power tour. Old PE fan. Okay, we'll start out with Michael Jackson, The Legend Continues, a presentation from Motown. I think this is an old library rental. And I don't think I've seen this. I'm pretty sure I've seen most of the videos. But this is the back. And some of the tracks they have. Michael Jackson, The Legend Continues. Next we have the famous Dolomite. There's actually, Eddie Murphy has a biography, I guess, a biography type of film on Netflix, and I haven't watched that yet, plan onto it, but this is Rudy Ray Moore's Disco Godfather, and this is part of the black exploitation film. I also have this on DVD and Blu-ray as well. Disco Godfather. Next, another Rudy Ray Moore, Human Tornado. And if you've never seen these, it's kind of hard to put in words. This is really kind of over the top black exploitation. Human Tornado. Next, we have another Rudy Ray Moore, The Godfather of Rap and The Legend of Dolomite. Featuring Ice-T, Eazy-E, and others. And this is
around the time a lot of rappers like Big Daddy Kane, Snoop, they're kind of recognizing Dolomite and some of the old comedians of the day of the black exploitation period, Dolomite. Along the same line of the black exploitation period, this is kind of, in my opinion, an answer to Foxy Brown. You had Cleopatra Jones. The actual woman who played Cleopatra Jones, Tamara Dobson, she was a model, very statuesque. I believe she was like 6'1", very attractive, beautiful, beautiful lady. I believe Sally Winters, I believe had a big part in this. This is old Blockbuster copy. Cleopatra Jones. Next we have an old Richard Pryor movie, Moving. I believe this is one of Stacey Dash's first movies, if not her first, but I believe it's one of the first. Richard Pryor and Moving. That's a Warner Brother copy. Next we have the late great Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, and Steve Harvey. These are the original Kings of Comedy. This was directed by Spike Lee, and this is definitely hilarious. This might be one of, if not Bernie Mac's best performances. Kings of Comedy. See if it'll come out. Doesn't want to come out. There it goes. Kings of Comedy. Next we have another Rudy Ray Moore. This is live at the Wetlands, one of his stand-up performances. Haven't seen this in years. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this. Xenon. They used to do a lot of the black exploitation periods, like movies like Dolomite, Penitentiary, and a lot of other kind of low-budget movies. The Dolomite Collection, Dolomite in the Wetlands. We have another Rudy Ray Moore in the original Dolomite. Again, I have this on DVD and Blu-ray. I believe Severin, does Dolomite. Not positive. I have to look that up. Dolomite. Then we have another Richard Pryor, this is possibly, in my opinion, one of Richard Pryor's funniest films, Which Way Is Up, where he actually plays 3 different characters. So if you see artists like Eddie Murphy doing various characters, Pryor, and along with a lot of other comedians before him, were the first to do that. Which Way Is Up. It's an MCA home video release. Next we have a movie that is long overdue for a Blu-ray or 4K release. We have Eddie Murphy's The Golden Child. It's a really fun movie. This is, I think, when Eddie Murphy is starting to mature slightly, because in this movie he's not cursing quite as much as he has in his other movies and stand-ups. The Golden Child. And if you hear someone in the background, that's my wife. Because of the pandemic, she's also working from home, so she's on the job. This is somewhat of a, I don't say a biography, but a story of Outkast uncovered. And Outkast, one of the most lyrical duets in hip-hop ever. Big Boy and Andre 3000, fantastic lyricists, fantastic rappers. Don't know if they'll ever make anything again. I hope so. Outkast. This is, I don't, I think these are things they used to release for like collectors or DJs. This is the 1993 rap release. It just has certain rap videos. As you can see, they have the Fireside TLC, MC Rim from the CD4 soundtrack, Master Ace, Pete Rock, CL Smooth. So this is old school music videos, and that's the lineup. Okay, Rock Video Monthly. And if you haven't really noticed, I'm a big fan of music videos and music in general, good music. This is Bradford Marcellus, and unfortunately, Bradford and can't think of his brother's name. Winton, Bradford and Winton, their father just passed, I believe, because of the COVID virus. So, two extraordinary musicians. This is specifically Bradford. Fantastic concert. Next we have, this is actually a video maxi single. I think there's like 3 videos on here. This is from the rhythm and blues R&B artist Joe video compilation. And the 3 videos, I'm in Love, The One for Me, and All or Nothing. So if you're an R&B fan from the 80s and 90s, you might recall Joe. This is for promotional use only, not for sale. Next, I have Calvin Broadus, aka Snoop Dogg. This is The Game of Life. It's like a very long music video. It's like a movie / music video. That's the best way to describe it. And this is actually when Snoop left Death Row and joined Master P, No Limit. So he actually made a couple albums with them and 1 or 2 movies. The album's actually pretty good. They're very underrated. Snoop P, The Game of Life. This is actually, I believe, an old HBO special, Pimps Ups, Hoes Down. I think the title says it all. This is director's cut. If you haven't seen this, this is a must-see. This is on the same level if you've seen this as, I'm trying to think of the name of it, American Pimp. Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Next, we have a Jay-Z. This is another kind of like movie music video. He and Dame Dash, Streets Was Watching. He also had a soundtrack, an album, CD to this. I'll say this is probably, in my opinion, Jay-Z at his peak. Not as big a fan of Jay-Z anymore. I probably haven't bought any of his new stuff in years, possibly a decade or so. But I do like his old stuff. Jay-Z, The Streets Is Watching, the movie. And just in case, this has some little rated R parts in it though, so beware for 18 and under if you're watching this. Back to Master P. At the height of Master P and No Limit, he was doing everything from albums. It seemed like he had different artists come out with an album every month, as well as to movies and also comedy stand-up shows. This is one of his stand-up shows, I Got the Hookup, Comedy Def Jam. Very funny. I have this on DVD also. You have Eddie Griffin, AJ Johnson, and Tommy Chun, and Cheryl Underwood. Very funny stuff. I Got the Hookup Comedy Jam. Next we have Old School, Mandingo, with the old heavyweight, I don't know if he was champion or not at one time, Kenny Norton. He fought Ali and lost, but Kenny Norton is Mandingo. Again, another Z9 release, Penitentiary. This is Leon Isaac Kennedy. Actually, he married one of my childhood crushes, Jane Kennedy. He's an unusual type of fella, and I'll just leave it at that. Penitentiary. They also made a sequel to this, Penitentiary 2. I have both these on Blu-ray. I believe, again, that is a 7 release, I believe, I'm not totally positive. Penitentiary. Next, I have an old Spike Lee joint, Jungle Fever. I don't know if this is, I know it's on DVD. I don't know if it's made Blu-ray or not. I know not all of Spike Lee stuff has gone Blu-ray. Yeah, my man Wesley Snipes and Annabella, I believe it's Sciorra. And guest appearances, Ruby Dee, Ozzie Davis, Samuel Jackson, John Turturro, Anthony Quinn. Great movie about interracial relationships, Jungle Fever. Also fantastic soundtrack with Stevie Wonder. Next, if you're a millennial, you probably really can't identify this, but MTV was the, I guess, initiator or the premier place where you'll find music videos at the time, and every now and then they'll put VHS tapes of their top videos, and this is the MTV Party to Go Volume 2, produced by Tommy Boy, or released by Tommy Boy. And some of the artists you have on here: Enigma, PM Dawn, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Naughty by Nature, Boys to Men, CC Music Factory, Heavy D and the Boys, Marky Mark, Marky Mark, yeah, Mark Wahlberg, and EMF, excuse me, KLF, 3 AM Eternal. So if you're probably 40 or over, some of those names might ring familiar to you. If you're 40 and under, you probably don't know who the hell any of these groups are. MTV Party to Go Volume 2. And you can't have Volume 2 without having been Volume 1. This one, some of the artists on there, you have BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe, Tony, Paul Abdul, Vanilla Ice, Suzanne Vega with DNA, I Love Tom's Diner, Candyman Knocking the Boots, Depeche Mode, used to like Depeche Mode. So really fun stuff from the 80s. Club MTV, Party to Go, Volume 1. Next, we have something from the Black exploitation period, Cotton Comes to Harlem. I haven't seen this in years. I know they do have a Blu-ray version of this. That's on my list, long list of things I plan on getting. Again, being a ball on the budget, trying to find that at the right price, of course. Cotton Comes to Harlem. Next, for the old school horror films fans, you have Night of the Living Dead on VHS, starring Dwayne Jones, Judith Odier, and Russell Strainer, I believe. And this is old school VHS, Night of the Living Dead. Next, we have another No Limit release. I'm pretty sure this has not received a DVD release. I know it hasn't received a Blu-ray release. There's one scene that is so graphic. It involves a baseball bat. I'll leave it at that. Extremely graphic scene. I'm About It. It's Master P with the No Limit production. This is back in 1997. I'm About It. Next, we have a Def Comedy Jam, Russell Simmons with Chris Rock and Bernie Mac. I'm not sure if this is the famous Bernie Mac one, where I'm Not Scared. This might be the famous one. Also has Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, and Martin Lawrence. hilarious Def Jam comedy. If you haven't seen that, I definitely highly recommend at least seeing the I Ain't Scared of You of Bernie Mac. That is classic. Next we go to a little martial arts, The Game of Death with Bruce Lee. This is the one I believe Bruce Lee died in. Iconic scene, him fighting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I believe Bruce Lee was probably only 5'6", 5'7", if that tall, and Kareem's over 7 feet. So fantastic fight scene. Bad thing about this movie, he died making it, so a lot of the movie he's actually not in it. They kind of copy and paste his face in somebody else's body, and it's horribly obvious. But the fight scene, epic, with the gold and black suit, epic. Game of Death. Next we have a hip opera, Carmen, with Mekhi Phifer and Beyonce before she was Mrs. Jay-Z. And this is actually a hip hop opera. I have yet to see this. You have Mos Def. I'm not sure if that's Lil Bow Wow or not. I think that might be Wyclef Jean. Yeah, it's Lil Bow Wow and Wyclef. I've yet to see this, so I don't know how good or bad this actually is. Carmen, a hip hop opera. This is actually based off of the movie with Harry Belafonte and I believe Dorothy Dandridge called Carmen. Next I have Project A, and I believe this is actually named something else. I have this on Blu-ray also with Sammo Hung and Jackie Chan. This is actually a demo tape. Actually directed by Jackie Chan. Project A. And I think it's like I can't. There's another name for it also. A lot of Asian films they'll have an American release name and they'll have a name in another country. So this is Project A. This is an old school It's Christmas Time Again Charlie Brown. And I believe these were only released from Shell Oil, usually at Shell gas stations. So I'm not sure if they've come out with these on DVD or not. They probably have. It's Christmas Time Again Charlie Brown. I've yet to find this on DVD. I looked high and low. I think they only make this on VHS. However, I did convert this onto DVD, but I haven't found a true DVD copy yet. This is The Deadliest Art, the best of all, the best of martial arts films, with Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Cynthia Rothrock, Sammo Hung, and Shoki Shogi, which is, I believe, a ninja. It's a 20th Century Fox release. Next, I have my man Billy Blanks before he was doing Taibo. This is TC 2000. You have Bolo Young from Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee and Billy Blanks himself. It's really cheesy, kind of, let's see, futuristic type of film, sci-fi. It's been years since I've seen this. TC 2000. We have another Shell release. You're in the Super Bowl, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown and Lucy. Next we have a Disney release. I believe this is full frame. Rick Moranis and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the original. And it also has Tummy Trouble as the special attraction or the beginning movie before the actual movie. There's Roger Rabbit. And I'm sure they have this on Blu-ray and DVD by now. I have it on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Tummy Trouble. This is one of my favorite 90s films. House Party with Kid and Play. You have Martin Lawrence. You got Full Force. You have the late Robin Harris, excuse me. Very, very cool film. Fantastic soundtrack. There's actually 5 house party movies. I think I've only seen the first 3. The last 2, I've not been bored enough to watch those 2 as of yet. We have the late Aaliyah, Queen of the Damned. Also have bonus footage with 2 additional scenes. I believe that's also on the Blu-ray and DVD. This is one of Aaliyah's few movies that she appeared in. I know she did one with Jet Li. Romeo's Bleeding, I'm not positive about that. But I know she did one with Jet Li. If you know the name, leave it in the comments. Another music VHS tape, MC Hammer, Hammer Time. And you have the cuts. Let's get it started. Turn this mother out, pump it up. Hammer, They Put Me in the Mix. You have a little documentary. You have the Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em movie. You Can't Touch This, the famous one. Have You Seen Her? And Pray. And I have all the singles on a Hammer DVD. Don't know if they ever put that on Blu-ray. This is a VHS 14-minute single. And you have to be at least 40 over to remember the 80s group Naked Eyes. The main, or their probably most famous song is Promises, Promises. The other ones, you might or might not. This is back from 1983, EMI American Records. I don't know if EMI still exists or not. But this is Sony, so EMI was a subsidiary of Sony. Naked Eyes. Next, I have another Hammer video. Hammer, Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em, the movie. And this one has featuring Here Comes the Hammer, Pray, Yo Sweetness, Help the Children, and Dance Machine. Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em. And this is what, 1990. Wow. Next, we have another Soul Cinema release, BLACULA. This is an Orion release. And I mentioned this before in one of my other videos. The actor right here was actually a trained Shakespearean actor. Unfortunately, during the time, the 70s, he could not get a lot of work, so he was relegated to doing black exploitation films such as BLACULA. What is his name? William Marshall. Fantastic actor. Here we have a music video. I'm a huge Prince fan. If you don't know that, you know it now. I'm a huge Prince fan. Princeton Revolution, may he rest in peace. And this is one of his live concerts. Let me just deal with the Revolution and see if you can see some of the songs that are on here. Focus. Let's Go Crazy, Delirious, 1999. Little Red Corvette, Take Me With You, Do Me Baby, Irresistible Bitch, Possessed, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Let's Pretend We're Married, God, Computer Blue, Darling Nikki, The Beautiful Ones, When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain. Next we have another Soul Cinema, the beautiful Pam Grier, and the sequel to BLACULA, Scream, BLACULA, Scream. Yep, and this is an old Blockbuster release. Here, another little bit of useless information. The original title to this was The Pope Must Die, but they feared the backlash from the Catholic Church, so they added a T to that, so The Pope Must Die it. Very interesting comedy about the Pope. Don't wanna, in case you ever decide to watch it, don't want to give you too much of the plot. The Pope Must Die. And there's not any really big names, just him and him. I can't even think their names. He used to play in the Pink Panther, Inspector Clouseau movies. Can't think of his name though. The Pope Must Diet. Next we have another Rock monthly video release. And this one has Us 3, Das Effect, Digital Underground, if you remember the Humpty Dance, Souls of Mischief, 93 to Infinity, for all you hip hop fans, and Wu-Tang Cream. Rock Video Monthly. Next we have The West Side, kind of like a mini documentary about Death Row and West Side rappers. Well, I should say West Side rappers from the West Coast. Snoop and Dre, Pac, Eazy-E, Cube, and I forgot his name already. Can't think of his name. But basically a little story about West Coast rappers. The West Side. Next we have a classic comedy with Keenan Ivory Wayans as I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Hilarious. Kind of a spoof on the black exploitation films. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. This was back in what year? 1988. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Had this on DVD, want to get this on Blu-ray very soon. Next we have an Eddie Murphy classic, and that check out the price. It's $14.99 for a VHS tape back in the day. That's how old this is. It still has the old quality peak seal on it. But you have a classic Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, who was the young lady who played in here from Halloween and The Scream, Jamie Lee Curtis. So you have Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places. This is a Paramount release, 1983. Another Eddie Murphy release, Beverly Hills Cop, the first one. Probably the best out the group. There's actually been talkings for decades about a Beverly Hills Cop 4. I wonder if that will ever happen. This is back in 1984. Beverly Hills Cop. We have Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr., Morris Chestnut, and Lawrence Fishburne, who had the best name in this movie, Furious Styles. That's the name of Larry Fishburne in this movie. Boys in the Hood. This is before he was Lawrence. This is when he was Larry. It's another old blockbuster release. Please Be Kind. Rewind. Boys in the Hood. You have old Robin Gibbons, Forrest Whitaker, Gregory Hines, and Danny Glover, and Rage in Harlem. Very funny film. Very good movie. Underrated. Not a fan of Robin Gibbons, but still fantastic movie. Rage in Harlem. And another blockbuster release, HBO. This is back in 1991. Rage in Harlem. Chris Rock, Bring the Pain, one of his earlier HBO stand-ups. Bring the Pain. Still has a little thing on it. Security bar. Chris Rock, Bring the Pain. Next, you have another Master P release. This is one of those long movie music videos. Master P, The Last Don. It's another No Limit release. This is back in 1998. Next is the All-Star Weekend release. Never really seen this, so if I have, I don't remember it. It's kind of a all-star performance, just different artists performing the promo sampler, Slip and Slide. Next we have one of the premier stars of the Black exploitation period, Fred Williamson in Bucktown. Years since I've seen this also. I know they have this on DVD and I believe they have it on Blu-ray. It might be another 7 release. And you know the quality sucks if they have it on EP extended play mode, and then they stretch the tape out, so the quality really sucks. So Bucktown. And I have Bucktown again, another version. I don't know why I have 2 different covers. Probably because that one has the extended play. Alright, this version is, I'm sure, is better. 1975. Bucktown. And I have another concert video, Alexander O'Neal. I don't know if you remember a song, Saturday Love with Sherelle. But he's the other half of that song with Sherelle, Saturday Love. Crooners of the 80s and 90s, Alexander O'Neal. Next we have a old Pac, Tupac, and Mickey Rourke movie, Bullet. I'm not sure if this one ever received a DVD release or not. I'm almost positive it didn't receive a Blu-ray release, Bullet. Next, this is another rap video or music video VHS tape. We have DJ Jazzy Jeff, King Can Beat Mike Tyson, A Tribe Called Quest, Boogie Down Productions, Kumo D, Too Short, Schoolie D. So this is old school hip hop VHS. Rap Vision, Volume 1. Here, in my opinion, one of the funniest, underrated, low-budget comedies, Fear of a Black Hat. It's a mockumentary on hip-hop artists. It's more or less kind of a spoof on NWA, Fear of a Black Hat. This is back in '92. Fear of a Black Hat. Next I have the classic Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg presents Back to the Future. And I actually have a couple copies of Blu-rays of the Back to the Future trilogy. Next we have the Hughes Brothers, American Pimp. If you haven't seen this, this is an amazing film, and it's outrageously entertaining. That's the best I can say about it. One of my favorite people on there is a guy named Rosebud. That's Rosebud with 2 D's. That's for a double dose of this pimping. If you ever heard that, that's where that came from. American Pimp, the Hughes Brothers. This is a old blockbuster release. American Pimp. Next, I don't know if anyone remembers the old And One basketball music video. This is the And One mixtape Tape Volume 5, where you see basketball players doing outrageous things with basketball on the hard court outside. And one mixtape, another blockbuster. Next, we have another horror classic, or a horror classic, Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. This is one of the, especially for the time, one of the wildest horror movies at that time. Evil Dead. Next, we have, this is a bonus to the Blair Witch Project, Sticks and Stones. It just has some additional scenes. So I don't know if they ever came up with this on DVD or not. It's the artisan release. Go with the Blair Witch Project. We have another Fred Williamson movie from the Black exploitation period, Black Cobra. And there's two other Black Cobras that follow this. I have it on DVD. Black Cobra from this is 1998 copy. The original came out in the 70s sometime. Black Cobra. This I know is going to be released, if it hasn't already, on Blu-ray, Bamboozled. Kind of hard to put in words about this movie. It's probably more relatable today, possibly, than it was when it actually came out. And you kind of have to watch it to actually understand what I'm saying with that. Bamboozled. Another blockbuster. Previously viewed release, Bamboozled by Spike Lee. We have another Fred Williamson Black exploitation period, Black Caesar. Excellent film. Another Soul Cinema MCA release, or MGM, excuse me, MGM release. And it originally came out in '73. Black Caesar. You know, horror movie. Don't really remember a lot about this. I think I kept it because of the slipcover. You don't have a whole lot of VHS tapes that had the lenticular slipcover back then. Believe. And it also has a red VHS opposed to black. This is back in 1999. Believe. We have another Tupac Shakur with Lila Roshan and James Belushi with Dennis Quaid, Gang Related. And I do have this on DVD, and I don't believe this has received a Blu-ray release as of yet. Old Orion Picture. Gang Related. Possibly one of Dave Chappelle's funniest movies. He doesn't have that many. Half Baked. I've seen a couple of interviews with him about Half Baked, and I don't know this guy's name, but I guess he actually had a script for Half Baked, and I guess after the directors and Universal got to it, the movie was something totally different than what they expected. So I would love to see an unedited version or the outtakes of this, if any of those exist. Half Baked. Another Charlie Brown shell release, A Charlie Brown Christmas. This is the classic Charlie Brown Christmas. And this is, for some reason, Shell and Charlie Brown had this thing going back in the 90s. So like every Christmas season, you can go to Shell and get with a fill up a free Charlie Brown VHS tape. Charlie Brown Christmas. Next we have Bruce Lee and the Chinese Connection. And if you are an old school VHS Collection, you remember Good Time. This is one of the old low-budget VHS producers. But this is Chinese Connection from 1973 with Bruce Lee. It actually looks like a blank tape. That's how cheap the tapes they used. Good Time Music Classic. They didn't have the name on the video. You had to write it in for yourself. Bruce Lee Chinese Connection. Next we have, I believe this has recently received a Blu-ray release, Spike Lee in School Days. Spike Lee, Tisha Campbell, Larry aka Lawrence Fishburne, and Giancarlo Esposito. School Days. And this was back in 1988. Jackie Chan. Fantastic Jackie Chan action picture. Who Am I? I believe in this one he actually loses his memory. Jackie Chan, Who Am I? One of my favorite funk groups from the 80s and early 90s, Cameo. This is a video VHS singles. You have Word Up, She's Strange, Attack Me With Your Love, Candy, and Single Life. This from back when Larry Blackman was the shit with his huge cod piece he used to wear in his videos. If you don't know what a cod piece is, you have to watch the video Word Up. Cameo. Next I have another And One mixtape Basketball Volume 2. Another basketball music video. You're seeing street ballers do amazing things with basketball. And some of the artists you have on here, if you're a hip hop fan, Mos Def, Busta Rhymes. I'm a huge Outkast fan, one of the most phenomenal lyricists ever. And more. And One. You have a Quentin Tarantino Presents Detroit 9000. This is a black exploitation film. And this, when did this come out? In the mid-70s, I believe. This says on here. I'm not sure when the years on this one, but Detroit 9000. This is a Hollywood video release. I don't know if you guys had any Hollywood videos or had any Hollywood videos in your area, but that was one of the big ones in Florida, Hollywood Video. One of my favorite hip-hop groups, Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather, with special appearances from Beastie Boys, Slick Rick, and music by Public Enemy. Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather, together forever, and we're tougher than leather. Run DMC. Not a great film, but again, I do love Run DMC. Next we have Prince, Sign of the Times, VHS video. Again, huge Prince fan, Sign of the Times, outstanding album, outstanding concert. What else can you say? May he music live forever, may he rest in peace. Prince, Sign of the Times. It's an MCA release. Next we have the sequel to Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Again, this is probably just as outlandish as the first one, especially when it actually came out. Just really off the hook, crazy. This is a Vestron video. I don't know if you guys remember Vestron. This was back in 1987. This is Isaiah Washington. Don't know where I got this video from. I don't know if I got this from a video store or from where, but this is the great Detroit Piston player in Evening with Isaiah. And just give a little bit about his background, how he grew up. Really grew up in Indiana, and was raised to prominence in basketball for the Detroit Pistons. Next we have another Soul Cinema release with the ever so lovely Foxy Brown, Pam Grier. I know I have this on VHS and DVD. And you can see she is as lovely as she wants to be. Foxy Brown. This is back in 1974. From the Black exploitation period, Foxy Brown. Next we have another MCA Spike Lee joint, Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee. John Turturro was in here also. Giancarlo Esposito, Ozzie Davis, Ruby Dee. Her name escapes you right now. She's in several movies, Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. Rosie Perez, Do the Right Thing. This is one of the first VHS tapes I received, I purchased back in the day. Do the Right Thing. Next we have Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, and The Cell. A sci-fi thriller. The Cell. Next we have the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali, When We Were Kings. The untold story of the Rumble in the Jungle with Frazier. And this is another Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. And when was this put out? If I can see the date on here. 1996, When We Were Kings. Muhammad Ali. Huge fan of Ali. Here we have the second installment of the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Eddie Murphy. This is also pretty good too. It is debatable if it's as good as the first one, but again, I love both of them. Eddie Murphy, Judge Reinhold, Beverly Hills Cop 2. This is back in 1987 at Paramount release. Next we have the late great Richard Pryor along with the late great George Carlin, two fantastic comedians, and the famous 70s classic Car Wash. I don't know if this has a Blu-ray release. It definitely needs one if it doesn't. It's another good time release. At least this one they actually printed it on. They didn't have it blank where you had to write it in. Car Wash, the late great Richard Pryor. And the last two I have here are my X-Men comic VHS, which is actually a pretty cool comic back in the day. This is 1 and 2. The Night of the Sentinels. The great Stan Lee. Night of the Sentinels. And the second one, Enter Magneto and Deadly Reunions. Edited by Bob Harris. And this is what's left of my VHS collection. I do have some more in the box over there, but this is the bulk of it. So, appreciate you taking this travel down memory lane with my VHS collection. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button or subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? Hit subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Give me the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so anything you can do, share, like, I greatly appreciate it. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Peace.